On this episode of Out of the Box Gaming, we talk about how gaming has changed for us over the years. So power up your favorite console, press play, and enjoy gaming with us. What's up, gamers? Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming. I am your host, Nick Picard, and I am joined by the man who never grew up when it comes to gaming, Will Kinsey.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. If you're joining us for the first time or for the 37th time, we would like to welcome you and let you know we are a gaming podcast where we talk about all types of games like video games, board games, card games, etc. Sometimes we'll also have special guests on here and we learn about their story and their journey into gaming and all that. And you may ask us, why are you going to talk about all that? Well, it's because we want to, and we think that we have something to say that you may want to hear.
That's right, everyone. We want to share our love of games with you and possibly introduce you to something new.
If you want to catch us live, you can do that by going to twitch.tv/AceKingKing on Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And we are also joined by the wonderful producer, Lindsay.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Lindsay. Also, check out our Discord. We want to hear from you, so feel free to drop topic ideas and discussion questions that you would love for us to talk about. This can be done by joining the Discord, obviously, and then going to the topic ideas and discussion questions text channel.
Hey, I'm going to interrupt real quick. About the Discord, guys. I just want to remind you, you can silence certain channels. You don't have to silence the whole Discord if you get annoyed with our Pokemon bot. So I did want to throw that out there.
Fair. Very fair.
Yep, very fair. And I believe Lindsay is also ready with a trivia question.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, she is. Okay. All right, Lindsay, what do you have?
My question is, what is the process called by which people set out to amass large amounts of in-game currency to sell in the real world? Other than sounds illegal. There is a term for this.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What is the process called by which people set out to amass large amounts of in-game currency to sell in the real world?
I have a couple of random words just sort of floating around, but I'm not sure if any of them are what we're looking
All
for.
of mine are like all that I can go through my mind right now is just a solid line. Like I have no idea. So,
well, my goal is to stump Will.
Yeah,
that is a fantastic question that you have for us today, Lindsay. And if you guys at home want to think about that question, we'll come back to it at the end of the episode. We'll give our answers, and then we'll hear the correct answer.
Yes. All right. Now, for today's episode, everyone, I would like to say that we went ahead and took another topic idea from the Discord. So seriously, if you would like to, you have an idea of something for us to talk about, please go to the Discord and put it there because we're starting to actually, take some suggestions from people.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one that was said was, how has your relationship changed in regards to games and gaming? Specifically, how has it changed from childhood to adulthood? So, I mean, for this kind of topic, it's not really much of where, we could look up stuff. It's just our personal experience from all of this, which, those types of things are, always good because then you get to learn more about us rather than, what's actually going on in the world and gaming news and all that. But yeah, so I thought this was a really interesting topic, to bring up for us to talk about. So I don't know which one of us would actually like to, start out.
I got some thoughts, but I can go whenever.
Will?
I'll go first. Sure.
Okay.
In hindsight, we should have figured this out beforehand.
No, it's better. It's better, just
Get
off the cuff, as people would say.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, gaming. Some of my earliest memories actually are of gaming. Just me and my dad playing PlayStation 1. Um, like as far back as I can remember, like those are some of my earliest memories. And honestly, I don't even know if I was actually playing. I just know that um I would be sitting there in front of the screen and me and my dad would be sitting next to each other and there would be Tekken 3
Hmm.
and Mech Warrior 2. Those two games specifically being played. Now he may have just been playing enemies and letting me hold a controller, but I thought I was playing. Um so gaming has been a huge part of my life for literally as long as I can remember. And through, I mean, gaming, I learned a lot throughout my childhood, but it was mostly just a fun thing to do because where I grew up, I didn't have a lot of other kids around.
Hmm.
So I just played games on my PlayStation 1 and then my PlayStation 2. Um, so it was either that or like shooting stuff in the backyard with my BB gun and getting in trouble. So um from there, I mean, yeah, it was for a long time through my childhood just sort of like gaming was the hobby, you know.
Yeah.
Um but with when I was about 12, I met this other kid when my dad lived in California. And he had internet, like online gaming, which like PlayStation 2, Call of Duty, I think it was Call of Duty 2 online was so bad, but it was so good at the time. It was my first experience with playing
Yeah.
games online. And this kid had played like Diablo and Gauntlet and all kinds of crazy stuff that you could play online with people.
Hmm.
Um, and so I was introduced to this whole like concept of being able to play with people that weren't my dad and my little brother, who I had to run around with only a knife so that they could feel like they could even play with me, which was kind of sad. um, but then I started playing online and I was getting stomped constantly. Um, because obviously when you're like 12, 13, you don't really know how to play games, or when we were kids. Kids
Yeah.
nowadays, I mean, they're insane.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, as I got more into the whole online gaming scene, it was a much bigger change
Hmm.
from just like this is a hobby to it became a lot more. It became a social thing. Like I started meeting people through the games and becoming friends with them. I, joined a clan or whatever of just a bunch of jerks, and we like to use in-game glitches. And we would just like hop outside the map and chase people down and do weird stuff.
What
Wow.
are
But
those?
that first evolution of like it's just this weird hobby that I do because this is my earliest memory playing these games with my dad to now or to, when I became around a teenager, it was a social thing
Hmm.
because um like my school that I went to the same school from first grade to 12th grade. And my class was at max 13 people. Like we never had more than 13 people from like first to 12th grade. So I didn't have a lot of friends. So most of
That's
my
a
like
very small
people,
school.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like at
That's like
one point,
smaller than a classroom.
like I'm pretty sure my senior year, the grade below me, the juniors, when I was a senior, their class was more people than the rest of the middle school and high school put together, I think. And they only had like 24, 25 people.
Wow.
It maybe not have been that drastic, but yeah, it was a small school. So a lot of my interaction with other people came from online gaming. So after I learned that you could play games online, I don't remember who introduced me to it, but my very first like MMORPG experience was RuneScape. And I know I've talked about that a little bit recently.
Mhm.
But yeah, RuneScape was probably the big one that did it for me because you can constantly be chatting to people and it was weird, man. Like back then it was like a game, but also like AOL chat room combined.
Yeah.
It was a strange place to be. Um, but yeah, so from just being a random hobby that I just grew up with to then sort of like a social outlet and way to meet people and sort of a way to grow socially because when you don't know more than like 12 people your own age, you don't really know how to act. So it helped me at least grow up and learn a little bit more about the world to be able to talk to people who are of different age groups or from different places pretty readily.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so that's like the first sort of change that happened. Um, I don't know if you guys want to talk about like your childhood stuff to whatever.
Um,
Um,
you went to what, like before adulthood, right?
yeah, basically
Okay,
like childhood to teenage years because that was the first change, and gaming has changed,
a
you
lot.
know, a
Yeah.
lot. My relation to change,
Yeah.
my relation to gaming has changed several times.
Yeah.
So that's the first major one.
Um, so I guess for me, I know, like, I think it was on the first episode, I said the first game that I can remember ever playing was Tetris on my dad's Game Boy. Not Game Boy Color, it was the Game Boy, like that big brick thing.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, honestly, whenever I was younger, I feel like I didn't play a lot of games, but if I think about it, I'm like, okay, I did play a lot of games. Um, because I know I would have like friends over. Um, I mean, a few things that I had. I remember we had a Sega Genesis and a PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PS3. I've had all the PlayStations. Um, also had the original Xbox, Xbox 360. Um, I've had the my aunt had the SNES, and I got to play that some. But then I know my dad, he got my sisters and I a Nintendo 64. And I've had a GameCube and like all those. Um, so I've had like a lot of gaming consoles where I would have access to gaming. But I know as a child, there was a lot of times where I would just prefer to watch TV over playing a game, or actually going outside and playing something than playing a video game. Or I would have friends over, we would have Nerf wars, um, or we would go outside and play
yo, Nerf
basketball or something like
wars.
that instead of playing a game. Normally, I think a lot of the time, whenever I actually would play a game, is if it was like nighttime and we didn't really go outside, or um, or bad weather, or if there was just nothing that I wanted to watch, and it's like I'll play this game. But
Right.
I know I played a lot whenever I was younger because I mean I like most of the memories that I have are from me playing a game. Um, so I guess I don't know what it is about like the gaming where it's just more memorable than some of the other stuff I've had in my life. Um, yeah, I didn't really like play a lot. I mean, for me, I think sports and stuff that was just more important. And it's definitely have changed over the years, like drastically.
Right.
Um, because I mean, I didn't go to a small, school like you did. um, I mean, like I had a good amount of friends and we would hang out, but it just seemed like gaming was just like a secondary thing, you know. Um, I mean, it's really hard to think about that because I know there was just a lot of times where we would play games because I mean, one of my friends, we would even play single player games. I remember us even going to like his family's like beach house or whatever over the summer, and one of us would like take a console there, and we're
Oh,
at the
nice.
beach, but we would still be playing some games. So
This is the way.
yeah, I mean, like, but seriously, like, thinking about it, it may sound like I did like a lot of gaming as a kid, but I didn't do as much as definitely compared to now. So I mean, I would say that from like the childhood to like the teenage years, like you were saying, I don't know if it really changed that much. Like there was gaming there, like we would do it. And I know, like especially with my dad, whenever he got us the Nintendo 64, that was a way for like my sisters and I to spend time with him. Like we would play Mario Kart or Mario Golf, stuff like that. Um, but really, like from childhood to like teenage years, it was really about the same. It didn't change until I got to, I guess, like late teens to like college years and adulthood, which is bizarre to think about how I am now. So yeah, I guess that's all that I need to say. I don't know.
Well, I guess it's my turn. I have probably mentioned it before. I didn't really grow up in the world of gaming. My sister and I both had a Game Boy Color, both of which I think still works. At least one of them does.
Mm-hmm.
So we would play that. I mean, I had Super Mario, of course. We both had that one. I think that was the only game we both had, and the others we just sort of shared. Had a Scooby-Doo game, Rugrats game. 1 year for Christmas, we got a Wii from Santa. And so we did the Wii stuff. Did Wii Fit, bowling, that one with all of like the island and all of the games.
Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. And of course I played my Nancy Drew games. I started with those because I read the books when I was younger. And then I was like, oh, there's a computer game for this? What? And so I started with like the third one in the series. And worked on the old computer we had. Played those. Still playing them today. Like I waited like 6 years for that newest one to come out. Just rambling at this point. One of my friends had a GameCube. And we played a few times. Like I remember playing like Super Smash Brothers on it. But that wasn't often. It was only an occasional thing. And then in high school, when my friends and I would hang out, we would play a lot of like Rock Band, and Guitar Hero. So Rock Band was superior.
Yes, absolutely.
I mentioned it before, and played Halo in middle school computer lab. That was quite the enjoyment. But it was really just like here and there with gaming for me. It wasn't a big thing. It wasn't really something I did with a lot of other people. I mean, that was... I feel like there was something else we could say, but I don't know. That was it.
I mean, like just thinking of like all of this of the time that we grew up, honestly we would just really need to look at gaming itself, how it's changed over the years. So like now it's completely different from when we were kids. So
And I think the fact that gaming itself has changed so much has also helped change our gaming experience.
Yeah, our gaming experience, our relationship with gaming. because now
Yeah.
it just seems like it's more accessible
Hmm.
than before. Unless you're trying to get, one of the new consoles, then, you're out of luck.
And I think it's a lot more social now.
Yes.
Especially because, I mean, when we were younger and you didn't have that, like, gaming online deal going,
Yeah.
it wasn't as social. If it was social, it was like, okay, guys, come over and we're gonna play Just Dance on my Wii because that's what my friends and
Yeah.
I did. But it wasn't like you can be social from the comfort of your own home,
Yeah,
like you
but
can
even
now.
like as a kid, it's like normally whenever the friends would come over, it's not like a lot of times it doesn't seem like it's, hey, come over, we're going to play this video game. It was, hey, let's hang out. And then it would just, kind of happen to end up playing games at some point. Um, but now, like nowadays, I know we've talked about this before of like on our episode where we compared in-person gaming versus like online gaming or whatever. Just now it's like, hey, you want to hang out and you can't really hang out like in person right now with everything going on. It's like you can hang out by playing a game online together and just talking. So just that itself I feel like is going to be changing, everyone's experience with gaming. But I know like in the Discord, the person that gave us this topic, they were saying, I think they said something about their relationship with gaming as an adulthood, like going into adult has changed. I can't remember if you have it pulled up, Lindsay. I don't know if you do. Has changed a lot, and I think part of that, like as adults, like our lives changed from being in school and all that stuff, and now we're like on our own, and so we're doing things for ourselves and all that. So our time of playing games could change, but honestly, for me, it has changed from whenever I was a kid, but not in the way that most people would think. Most people probably would be like, "Oh, I don't have time to do that," or they would do something else or whatever. For me, I feel like I am playing more games than what I did whenever I was a kid. A lot more games.
Yeah.
So, what was it? The thing? Personally feel like I'm trying to find same joy in gaming as they did as a kid. Oh, okay. So, from what they said of like trying to find the same joy with gaming, I know this is a little different from what I was just saying. For me, I feel like I wouldn't say I'm finding less joy than what I did as a kid. I know as a kid it was, memorable and all that, like, having a lot of fun and, get some like good memories, but I still enjoy gaming now as an adult. Maybe more so than when I was a kid because I didn't do it as much as a kid, but whenever I did, it was a lot of fun. Um, but really it's the whole thing with the like online gaming, it may not be as enjoyable because you don't have the company of, everyone else around you to like, hey, we did this and we get to hang out like right there, let's go in the kitchen, get a drink, still talk about that awesome play that we did or whatever. Um I mean a lot of us that happened in college whenever we would play like League of Legends. Like we would
Right.
get so hyped up from like getting a win, and like afterwards we would come out of our rooms, like me, Justin out of our rooms, and then like Alex being in like the living room in the apartment, and we're just like all hyped and just talking about like the awesome play after we got a win and stuff. Um, like those are like really enjoyable moments. So maybe with some people, with nowadays where it's just like online and you don't actually have the company of the others, where it may not be as enjoyable. But with it being a different situation than it was before, you just have to find those enjoyable moments,
Right.
and that's how I feel. So, um, Lindsay's typing, so you can go ahead and
Sorry.
you can talk Will.
Go for it, Will.
Well, so okay, so I already mentioned how my relation to gaming changed from like my childhood to like teenage years. Um, so the whole social aspect of it, that was great. And then a big change sort of happened, not in the like sort of the video game side, because I was mostly just into video games and then like small, kid board games and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
But then uh the summer after my senior year, yeah. Um I went to Michigan with my girlfriend at the time, and her cousins taught me Magic the Gathering.
Hmm.
And I got to make my own deck out of their deck builders toolkit, which I don't even think they still make those, but they had the deck builders
Oh,
toolkit
I
where you
remember
got like a
those.
few rares, a bunch of
Yeah.
uncommons, commons, and then
And
lands. And
lands.
you could,
Yeah.
yeah, so you could make decks. Um, so I made a deck and I brought it back to South Carolina and showed Alex, our admin mod Skylord Alexander, showed him Magic the Gathering, and then that's how a whole bunch of us actually became friends in our friend group, as you
Yeah.
know. But like that was a huge thing for me was I had developed friendships online with people through video games and stuff, but I hadn't really had the opportunity to develop friendships with people in real life based on gaming.
Hmm.
Um, like, yeah, me and a couple of my high school friends liked video games, but like this new, like, weird social thing of playing a card game in front of people. Like, I had tried to play Pokemon when I was
Yeah.
younger and I liked like Yu-Gi-Oh, but like I never had people to play with.
Hmm.
Um, and then we got into Magic, and like a bunch of us got into it, and that really um helped me socially, to be able to talk to people because I don't talk to people very well. Um, but that sort of turned into, you showing us a lot of board games because you had a lot of board games. One of my
Had.
favorites has you have,
Still
but you
do.
I have a lot of
at the
board games.
time,
Yeah.
At the time, yeah, I didn't have many.
um, but yeah, there was a lot of gaming that happened at SWU,
Yeah.
and that was a big change for me in terms of my relation to gaming. Um, and not only like video games, which we did start to play a few new video games and different types of video games that I had never played before, like
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Yes.
Um,
Minecraft.
and some of those more like social survival creative games like that. I think
Hmm.
Terraria was one that we played at some point.
I didn't play it. Know that.
But yeah, like it sort of evolved into more than just video games. It became card games, board games, deck building games, that awesome Resident Evil
Resident
game,
Evil
which I
1.
still
I still have it,
obsessed
I
with that
think.
game, dude. It's so good. Um, and so that was a major change for me where gaming went from just this like, yeah, you play on your Xbox 360 or your Game Boy, because I didn't have a lot of systems. I had like, if my old system broke, I would get a new system, and that was it.
Hmm.
And I had like one handheld system, which was my Game Boy Advanced, and then a PSP, and then I went back to the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
um, and then I think I bought myself a Nintendo 3DS XL. That was like one of the first things I bought myself, and that
Hmm.
was during our time at SWU when everyone was big into modded Pokemon, where we'd put in like randomizers and stuff like
I did.
that.
I didn't even do any of that. I just had the normal
No,
Pokemon, and
gotcha.
everyone was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have teams. What's your type?" and all that. We're gonna battle.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
cursed.
I never actually got to battle anyone. So,
Yeah, me either. Like I made a team. Like I had a great team. And then never battled anyone, and then sold my
yeah.
Nintendo and my game. Um, but yeah, like so from there, and then like I moved away
Mhm.
uh, to Virginia and then Florida, so I wasn't around my friends, but I was still able to sort of carry on that gaming. I tried to take Magic the Gathering down to the Keys, Florida Keys, for those of
Mhm.
you who don't know. Um, that didn't really work, but I did get into Yu-Gi-Oh while I was down there. Um, uh, and then I got more into the really difficult games like Dark Souls.
Mhm.
That's where I first played Dark Souls. And now, I mean, it's kind of stayed the same, my adulthood. I game for more of a social aspect, but there are certain single player games that I'm like, I really enjoy this. Um, like a couple of years ago, I played the Mad Max game, and it was really fun. It was one of the most fun single player games that I've played in a long time. Um, Possibly since Skyrim. Don't quote me on that, but I mean, it was really good. But almost all the games I play now are multiplayer, cooperative, you know, some kind of multiplayer game. And I'm usually in Discord talking to people while I game. It's become more of a social thing for me than anything. Especially in these unprecedented times
Yeah.
where you can't really hang out with people. So it's been a very fluid transition from just being a sheltered hermit gamer to, oh yeah, we have to be inside now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um but yeah, I mean, so overall, like childhood, it was just sort of a hobby that my dad got me into. And then as it progressed through like my teenage years and then into adulthood, it became more and more of a social thing. Um that allowed me to keep in contact with people and interact with people and play games and have fun. It's
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then whenever you brought up the board games, I was like, oh man, I didn't even think about my life with the board games.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I mean, when I was younger, yeah, we played like the classic ones of like Clue, Monopoly, Guess Who, Sorry. Um, I had this I had this grape one. I don't remember what it was. It was like something with Play-Doh, and it was just one of those weird types of like kid board games. Um, but then like I didn't really play. Oh, and there was times where I would play like Chinese checkers and checkers with my
mhm,
grandfather, and then later I would play chess with my dad. Like those, like I still like I have memories, but I definitely didn't play board games as much when I was younger, opposed to like video games. Like they were there, and it's like, oh hey, let's play a game, and we'll pull out like Uno or something. Um, and then like as I got into college, and our friend Alex turned me on to it was Will Wheaton's Tabletop on YouTube. So I
yeah,
go and start watch that, and I'm like, oh, these are really cool board games. Like these are board games, not these like classic kind of cheap board games that like have been around. These are like real tabletop games. So that's how I
yeah.
got into those, and I've played those much more than whenever I was a kid. So we haven't really played a lot lately because a lot of times it's good to have like four people to play a game.
Right,
But we did get a
right.
new game. I'm excited about.
Yeah, we also still need to play Dice Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna figure out a streaming setup to
to
play
play
some of
board
these
games.
board games.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like the time whenever I walked into Molinex on at SWU, and I like met you for the first time, and I believe Alex for the first time. Just from there, I think y'all were playing Magic, and
I think
then
so.
that just kind of like snowballed into my love for board games and card games. So I mean, it's just kind of crazy of thinking like how you grew up, and then just one little thing of just meeting someone and learning it, of how much it would like change your life.
Right?
So yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I thank my ex every day for Magic the Gathering.
In your head, right?
Yeah,
You
in
don't
your head.
text her.
Hey,
like,
just
Oh
wanna
yeah,
thank
no,
you.
just wanna
every day
say
I
thank
text
you.
her. Like
Like,
I know it's her old number from high school and she probably still doesn't have it, but I still text her every day. So thank
you're
you
like,
so much
"Hey,
for Magic
thanks."
the Gathering. Oh man. Yeah, no, that's been a wild ride, man.
Yeah.
And games have been there the whole way
Yeah.
Are we talking
in
about
one form or
adulthood
another.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was doing things in chat.
I know, yeah, you
There
can
was a
go ahead
thing
about
going
your
on.
adulthood, because I know this is completely different from your childhood.
Oh, for sure. I mean, never did I ever think I was going to be, first of all, married to a streamer, which even back then wasn't really a thing, and let alone on a podcast about gaming. I would have never thought. My gaming experience changed when I met Nick Ace, if that's what you want to call him. Because like I said, I didn't really. It was a here and every now and then thing when I was growing up. It wasn't a big part of my life. Then I met this guy, and it was a big part of his life, and it's a way that we sort of connected. And he introduced me to
Well, it was a
a
way
lot of
for her
games.
to have to, like, talk to me at some point.
In case you don't know, I was very quiet 6.5 years ago, whenever it was, and I don't know, I was much quieter than I was now.
I remember the first time I met you, the first thing that Alex said was, "She's kind of quiet, but she's really cool." I was like, "All right."
Yeah. Not quite as much now, but still kind of cool, I would like to think. Um, but yeah, and so I don't know I know we played Halo together on your Xbox 360 in your apartment in college. But I don't really know like the first game that we played together. That could have been it. I don't know.
I don't know. I also remember we played Call of Duty Ghost. Awful one. That was an awful one. I remember we played that one.
I got a console, and this might have been what you were referring to.
Yes, this is what I was referring to.
I bought my PS4 because somebody over here doesn't like to talk on the phone. And then also, when he was playing games, he wouldn't text me back. This is when we were dating. And obviously weren't living in the same space.
Yeah.
I couldn't get him to text me back.
I was playing Destiny with the boys.
When he was playing Destiny with the boys. And so I bought a PS4 so I could get in game chat. I think we broke Will.
I'm dead.
I mean, hey, it worked. I was able to get
That's
in game
love.
chat.
That's true love right there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't tell me otherwise. That is the purest form of love.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't regret buying it because I used it almost every day up until we got the PS5.
Oh man.
And my gaming just sort of evolved from there. He got me into Magic, which I think the first time you taught me, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then I waited a while before you taught me again, and then it kind of stuck because it's a confusing game if you're just learning it.
Mm-hmm.
You got me into League of Legends. Played that on my little old MacBook because back then you had to do something special to get it on Mac.
Yeah, you had to work your way around it.
Which now I think they just make it for Mac. Else.
I mean, like, with all this said,
Yeah.
Is your enjoyment increased with gaming?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And like now,
even as an adult.
Yeah, and like now our friends, pretty much all of them, game.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Will thinks he's our friend. I'm kidding. And so that's like there's a big social aspect to it now too. Not just playing with Nick, but playing with our friends, playing online, having game nights where people come over. It's just really helped cultivate a lot of my relationships with my friends. I mean, my family isn't huge gamers. More board game than anything else. But I don't know. It's definitely different than my childhood, and I don't think I would want to change how it is now. Yeah. But I think it's helped our relationship too, because I knew that was something that you like to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, if it's something he's going to enjoy, then I'm going to try it out. And it turns out it was something I enjoyed too. And, some couples like to go out to spend time together. We like to sit in
Play games.
different rooms and play games on PlayStation or computer or board games. It's, I don't know, just part of who we are. So
And I know there's probably people out there like, how can you just sit at home and just play games or whatever? I'm over here thinking, how can you just go out all the time and do whatever it is you do?
yeah, well, and I've had like people ask me, I'm like, well, that's how I relax. Like sitting down and playing a game. More so video games. I don't necessarily relax with board games because I get a little competitive. And pretend no one got to see his face when I said that. But like I love to read, but I can't just go home at the end of the day, sit down and read, because then I'm at the age where I just fall asleep. And so
Shoot, I've been that like my whole life. I remember in high school having to read a book and I'm just sitting there reading and I fall asleep.
Yeah. So
don't even remember anything I read in the first chapter.
Like that's something I still like to do, but I can't relax that way anymore. That's how I like for me now it's video games. So
yeah. Yeah, overall, I guess I enjoy it more than what I did before. I mean, I still really enjoyed it when I was younger, like, gaming and stuff, because I have those moments, have those memories, but I would say I still, enjoy it just as much today. I mean, a lot's changed. It's hard not to enjoy it today since it's a big part of my life now, so.
Right. Yeah. I don't think you'd be a streamer
No.
and co-host of a gaming podcast if you didn't enjoy
it. Yeah, I know. So, I mean, I didn't struggle for it to still be, a thing in my life. I know with some people, it's probably just dropped off for them. But I mean, that can happen with anything. I mean, if you don't like something enough, then that's probably you're just going to phase out of doing it.
Well, not necessarily just not liking it, but just the circumstances and different events that happen to people are just going to change the relationships with different things.
Yeah. Well, that was I enjoyed that. I learned stuff about y'all.
Yeah.
So.
You didn't learn anything about me.
No, I didn't learn anything about Lindsay. Yeah, I'll take that back. All right, we're going to move on to our next.
Talk about role playing games.
I never did any of those whenever I was younger.
Never in my life.
Yeah, now I do.
Never in my life did I think I would be on the level of nerdom where I enjoy playing D&D.
Yeah.
Mutants and Masterminds and these other role-playing games. Like
I still remember saying something like, I don't think I will ever do that. But then whenever you actually see how it is, it's fun. Like I know a lot of people
make you feel things.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people whenever they would hear like D&D, they're just thinking of like the whole, you know, basic image of, you know, like 4 people in like in a basement or whatever dressed up, and
Wizard
then just,
hats.
you know, acting weird and all that stuff. That's not what it is.
Now, I will say, even though I've gotten to the level of nerdum where I enjoy playing D&D, I will say I don't think I will get to the level of nerdum where I will LARP.
Yeah, I don't think I will LARP. I mean, I'll go out with like a lightsaber and battle someone.
I wanted to throw that out there.
I'm looking
And
at
I'm
you. I'm
not
looking at you,
knocking
Will,
it.
because we did that.
I'm
Oh
not
yeah, no, I
knocking
know.
it,
I know.
but
So, I mean, I'll do that, but I don't think I would go out and like LARP.
if that's your thing, more power to you. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm like, I actually did that, but I don't think it.
Yeah,
Anywho.
I don't know. I mean,
I
wouldn't
don't
just
know if
LARPing
I've
just
ever
be wouldn't that just
LARPed.
be like what you did as a kid? Like you're playing house.
Yeah.
But
Like I've done milsim games with paintball guns, like at paintball places, which is basically LARPing. It's just not fantasy LARPing. It's like military LARPing, but it's still LARPing. So I guess I could say I have LARPed,
I
but it was
mean,
paintball and it wasn't foam swords.
depends on your
I just blew a
definition.
bunch of
yeah.
people's minds.
Yeah,
All
if
you
we look at
paintball
like the
players, you're
definition of
LARPers.
LARP.
That changed my mind. You're like the guy with the poster. Changed my mind. Oh. Anywho, that took a turn, but
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to move on to our next segment of the nostalgia game of the week. This is where we're going to spin a wheel that has a list of games that give us that nostalgia feel. Once the wheel stops, we'll just, you know, briefly talk about that game. If any of y'all have any game suggestions for us to add to the wheel, please do so at the nostalgia game suggestion in the Discord. So let me just pull this up. And it's going to block Will, so sorry, Will. No, yeah.
No.
not to Will.
And we got Mario Golf. Ew.
Was that
I
the one
know.
on Wii?
Okay, no, bruh. There was Mario Golf on the 64.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the one that I remember the most. But I know they've had Mario Golf on other systems, like newer ones, because I think I also had one on the GameCube. But the one I remember the most was from 64, because that was one of the games that, like I said
Mhm.
earlier in the episode, that my dad got my sisters and I, like, and him, a Nintendo 64. And we would play Mario Golf sometimes, because I think that was one of his favorites.
Okay.
And I mostly remember my dad picking, I can't remember the character's name. I want to say it was Daisy, but I don't know if it was actually Daisy. But on the Nintendo 64 controllers, you know how like wonky they are, but on the left side of it, there's the yellow D-pad that they have.
Mhm.
I think it was the yellow D-pad or just gray too. I don't know. But anytime when it's, I think your turn, or even not your no, maybe I think it's when it's not your turn and someone else is going, you can push those buttons and your character will say something. And with that character, you would all like it seemed like everyone would spam this one button, and it would be, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like anytime someone takes a shot, like if we're on the green and we make a putt and we miss it, my dad's just over there spamming, oh no, oh no. And
Those
then
good times.
and then if you're taking forever, you could push another button and the character will go, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Annoying.
So yeah, my dad was just trolling us when we were playing Mario Golf. Maybe that's why he liked it so much.
Just so he could pick on his kids.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I never played Mario Golf. I played Tiger Woods Golf.
Yeah, I did that one.
Yeah.
My
Tiger
sister had
Woods,
that on the
PGA
Game Boy
Tour.
Color. And then was that also on the Wii? There was one golf game on the Wii, and the commentators were brutal.
Probably.
I think it was another Tiger Woods game.
All right, well, that was our nostalgia game of the week. We can move on and I guess like briefly talk about what we've been playing this past week. Because normally that's something we would do each episode. Not as much lately, but yeah, I don't really know if there's been a lot that I've been playing this past week compared to what I have before.
I think.
I know I've been. Honestly, I can't even remember what all I've been playing. Oh yeah, we did.
Played some more Apex than usual.
Yeah, I did more Apex than what I have done in the past. I know earlier in the week I got a win. Look, if anyone, just listening, I suck at Apex. I don't know what it is. Normally, like with some first person shooters, I'm decent, but Apex, I suck. But we actually did get a win, and I did something, and it was whenever it counted at the very end when it was us versus a team. And I think I knocked the entire team. I know I knocked someone with my ult, and then one of our guys went down, and then I saw the other dude, shot him. He got knocked down. There was one person left, and I think I ended up getting him. And I ended up finishing the game with 4 kills, and the last 3 was, 3 of those 4. So, but yeah, I'm terrible at Apex. But yeah, I did Apex. I've rolled more marbles. So if anybody out there, wants to roll marbles with me, I've been doing that more often. Stream Raiders, still doing that. I did play some more Overwatch. One of our friends, he was wanting to get his wins because there's a Overwatch event going on right now, the Chinese New Year, and each week they have like a free skin. You just have to win 9 games, and he didn't have any, and it reset in like 9 hours or something. So we were, trying to crank out those wins for him to get that. So I played Overwatch, played some Fortnite. One of those Fortnite games, I was cracked. I don't know what, our whole team was cracked. We ended with, how many kills as a team did we end with?
You got 13.
Yeah, I got 13
7,
kills.
so that was at least 20.
Yeah.
So I think between 25 and 30.
Yeah, so we got a quarter of the whole lobby kills. I don't know what it was, but that was a good game. And we also played some Destruction All-Stars, not Destructive. Destruction All-Stars.
He does that every time.
And let me tell you, they need to fix the whole something went wrong error. Because I think we spent half the time trying to get into a game altogether.
Oh.
So I mean, but other than that, the game's fun. It's different.
Yeah.
There's one game mode, it goes by so quick. And that's what I was suggesting, do the other one. Like, we were winning in that one game mode, but it was just going by super duper fast. And then I said, hey, let's do this other game mode. Because they have 4 total game modes. 2 of them are solo, and the other 2 are on teams. Which, teams are 8v8. Don't understand why we can only have a party of 4.
Yes.
Because we were trying to play with, there was 5 of us we were trying to play.
Let's fix that. Who makes this game?
But yeah, so
I know who to tweet.
So we spent, a lot of time just trying to get into a game. Which was kind of annoying, but the game itself was fun.
Sony makes it. Okay, I'm tweeting Sony.
Yeah.
Fix this.
So do it.
Other than that, I don't really know much that I've been playing. I don't think there's really anything else. I know, yeah. I don't know, can you think of anything? I don't know. Yeah, that's mostly what I've been playing this past week. And it's been pretty fun. What about you, Will?
I've been playing a lot of that good old Dead by Daylight, my friend. I'm just grinding that out. I've been really enjoying it. They have their Lunar New Year event going on right now, so they're just giving out blood points, which is what you use to level up your characters. They're just giving that out like candy. So it's been really nice. I'm taking advantage of that while I can, so I can get some characters leveled up. Um, have you played that game? I know we had talked about it for a second. I don't know if you've actually like played Dead by Daylight.
Nope,
Nope.
I have not.
Well, it's really fun in that like each of the characters has their own perks that's like specific to them. But if you level up that character, you can then teach those perks to other characters. So you can kind of create a mishmash of all these different perks to make your perfect character, which is what I'm trying to do right now so that I can just speed run the game.
It's on sale right now on Steam for 40% off.
Nice. Yeah, Steam's got a really good
Sale
sale
going
going
on.
on for the Lunar New Year, whatever it's called. Is that what it is? Chinese New Year, Lunar New
Lunar
Year?
Year, yeah.
Yeah. Year of the Ox. Is that what we got going on?
Yes,
Yep.
Year of the Ox.
Um yeah, that I played a little bit of League, keeping it sharp. Uh and
Do you smash it all?
oh yeah, I've been playing some Smash. I have been playing some Smash. I've gotten really good at Bayonetta. Um, really good at Bayonetta. She has this really cool jump cancel thing where you can do her up B jump and then like cancel the animation, and you have insane recovery. But if you
Mm,
can't do that, her recovery is really terrible. So she's like got a pretty high skill cap, but I'm getting better. Um, and I tried
pretty
out
neat.
Byleth for the first time because I know she's broken. He, one of those characters that has a male and female avatar, skin, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Byleth is insane. You can be anywhere off of the screen. Just push your grab button,
Yeah.
and she just flings her little whip sword at the edge.
I can't even
Like
think of who this character is. I don't know
no
why.
matter where you are. You don't know Byleth?
I can't think of who it is.
Oh, usually a female has like a bone sword. Like the sword looks like it's made out of bone. It's weird. But yeah, really good character. I think they're A tier, S tier. Yeah, I've just been playing characters that I haven't played before and
Are
seeing
they
if I
Fire
like
Emblem
them.
character?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I don't know if I've played that character really.
she's really good. She's really good. Um, oh wait, yeah, she's the one that has like the 7 different weapons. Like she pulls out an axe at some point, a spear, a sword.
Oh,
Yeah, she
yeah. I played it
uses.
once. I was like, I don't know how this
Yeah,
character works.
she's good. She's real good. But her recovery is insane because unless you get like launched, you can just
Mhm.
perfect recover every time. It's
Nice.
ridiculous. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing is Dead by Daylight, League, and some Smash Bros. Um, what about you, Lindsay?
Um, I don't know. Played a little Apex. I'm even worse than he says he is. Um, Fortnite. Yeah, we finally got to play with Heather and Shell again. It'd been so long.
Mhm.
Um, Destruction All Stars. I'm terrible at that game.
I'm terrible
I
at it.
was like, okay, it's sort of like Rocket League. I was like, but since I don't have to hit around a big ball, maybe I'll be better at it. That was false. I am not better at it. Um,
Things you have to hit now move on their own.
But the
yeah.
thing is if we played Rocket League, she would go and hit the person, and she would be better at hitting the people in Rocket League than she is in Destruction All Stars. So,
What else did I play? Overwatch. Been enjoying Overwatch like
I
that.
don't know what else you've played.
I think that's mostly
You may have
it.
played a little Planet Coaster towards the beginning of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think it's been a heavy game of a heavy week of gaming for me.
Yeah.
Um, That's it.
Cool. All right, we're just going to go ahead and just move on to our Out of the Box Gaming News. Welcome to Out of the Box Gaming News with Lindsay.
A new job listing suggests 343 Industries is looking... Is that 343?
343.
Sorry. I'm going to start over. A new job listing suggests 343 Industries is looking for a producer to help develop a new project in the Halo universe, hinting that the studio is working on a game beyond Halo Infinite. On February 9th, CD Projekt Red revealed its internal systems have been compromised, and the hackers left a ransom note claiming they're giving CD Projekt Red 48 hours to contact them before your source codes will be sold or leaked online. Dark web monitoring organization Keela reports that an auction set up to sell the files has now been closed after a satisfying offer was made outside the forum. A new patent filed by Sony suggests the PS5's DualSense controller may receive an optional back button add-on that allows players to map different commands like L3R3 for ease of use. The ESA confirmed in a statement to IGN that E3 2021 will happen, likely as a digital event, saying, "We can confirm that we are transforming the E3 experience for 2021. The law firm that filed a lawsuit against Nintendo for Joy-Con Drift is investigating a potential class action based upon reports that the PS5 DualSense controllers can also experience drift issues and fail prematurely. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, the next major first-party PS5 exclusive, is dropping in June. And a 1993 Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card signed by the card's illustrator has sold for $511,100 on eBay.
Yeah, so few things to go over here.
Yeah.
343 Industries
Not 343.
help new project for Halo universe, so different Halo game, that could be coming in the future. CD Projekt Red just can't catch a break. I guess with what they came out with Cyberpunk, they just pissed off a lot of people, and so people took action and hacked them. They just can't catch a break now. Cool that Sony's gonna patent a thing for a back button.
And when I was reading this, I thought of something else that I need to tweet because no one follows me on Twitter, but apparently I tweet important issues.
Yeah.
Okay, I know Sony hasn't come out with a new color yet.
Yeah.
But can I petition that the first color be rose gold? Please, Sony, hear my pleas. I would love you forever. Continue.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So back buttons for the PS5 DualSense, that'd be kind of cool. I don't know if I would get one. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. EA coming back. I'm fine with this. Like, even if it's all digital, I mean, I watched it online anyways. But
E3.
Yeah, EA. No.
E3.
E3. Not EA. E3. My bad. Sad to see that Ratchet.
Sorry, I didn't see why they couldn't do E3 last year digitally.
I guess because they weren't expecting what was happening.
Yeah,
so
I mean, they weren't prepared. Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Sad to see it coming in June. I thought it was going to be in that launch window. So I thought it was going to be, within the first quarter of this year, but no. And then I'm pretty sure this Black Lotus being sold is the record now, or like the most expensive Magic the Gathering card that's been sold.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, for it to be sold.
Yeah.
Now, who on earth just had money lying around $511,000 just to get this card?
I mean, it's a Black Lotus, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is.
Probably isn't even into the game and is just into buying things that hold value or may gain value.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know, do they even care about Magic the Gathering? Or were they just
very unlikely.
I know
Because
this
if you
is a
actually
thing.
care about Magic the Gathering, you are poor. because you've spent all your money on
Yes.
gathering.
Yeah.
I will say, someone in chat said they lived in an apartment complex where someone was legit killed over a Black Lotus card. So
Wow.
Wow.
Magic
I mean, I
players are
believe it.
wild.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, shoot, if I had a Black Lotus card, I mean, I wouldn't brag to
I'd
other
sell
people,
mine.
hey,
If
that
I
I
had a
have it. I
Black
would
Lotus,
sell
I'd be
it.
selling it.
I'd be selling it. I mean, I wouldn't be bragging like, hey, I have this, because after what you just said that someone's died over it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be saying. I'll just be selling it, and yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, I think we are about running out of time today.
So I hope you guys have been thinking about that trivia question, because it is time to give our answers and then hear the correct answer.
Yeah.
Lindsay?
So the question was, what is the process called by which people set out to amass large amounts of in-game currency to sell in the real world?
I have a decent idea, but
Thoughts?
it's probably way wrong.
Thoughts, ideas?
Want me to go first, bud?
Sure.
I don't know. Will's random guesses normally turn out to be correct, so we'll see what happens.
Well, this one's not a huge random guess. It's just I think this is the term that we use.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna go with farming or gold farming. I'm not sure if they actually use gold farming or if it's just farming, but I know it's one of those two. Or I'm pretty sure it's one of those two.
That's a good guess. I have nothing. Like, legit, I don't even have a word, so I'm not going to come in here and be like, oh, I'm going to say what he said, and I'm not going to do that. But I mean, that's a really good guess. I have no idea.
Well, you did it again, Will. Yeah, gold farming.
Gold
and
farming.
apparently, I hadn't really heard of this before. Apparently, some people actually make a livable income from gold farming video game currencies.
Indeed.
Dang.
Yeah. Especially in
Is it legal?
other countries. Yeah, it's legal.
So what's the, like?
Well, actually, I don't know if it's completely legal, but I mean, a lot of times people, like, there's websites where you can go on, especially for World of Warcraft and RuneScape, and you can buy like 20 real world dollars worth of in-game currency, and it'll be like a massive amount. Like, I think right now you can buy 1 mil of RuneScape GP for like 50 cents to $1 or something crazy like that. But yeah, like, that's just a big thing that people do. Mostly in games where you can pay for membership and stuff like that with in-game currency or things that are heavily grindable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a thing. And like, some people, like I said, in other countries where they don't have a lot of money, like Venezuela and places like that, where it's like your entire month's salary can buy you a cheeseburger. A lot of people will just have video game accounts, just a crap ton of video game accounts, and botting them to make gold, because actual, like, or these fake currencies from video games can technically be worth more than their actual country's currency, which is just surprising.
Yeah.
Insane. Like, you can work more in a video game, or you can work the same amount in a video game that you could work in real life and make more money technically in some countries. So that is a thing that happens. Yeah, it's insane. I don't know exactly the legality, but there are websites where you can just buy in-game currency for real world money.
Oh.
And you just meet a dude in game and he gives you money.
Yeah. That's
Do you have to,
crazy.
like, meet in front of the police station just to be safe? Like, when
No,
you
you go
buy
to
off of
the auction house, the bank, or the Grand Exchange. Usually that's where you gotta go.
Well, I learned something new today, and it makes me a little sad. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, once again, Will just is ahead of me.
yeah, let me change and let me up his.
Well, that was a big
Oh, shoot.
MMORPG thing, so I just
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, we are running out of time, and so we're going to wrap up this episode. We want you to be able to contact us and check us out on other media platforms. Will, tell them where they can do that.
Well, we've got the YouTube channel, obviously, Out of the Box Gaming. And then we've got our ever precious Discord, which is linked there at our YouTube channel and anywhere that you can find our link tree. We've also got Instagram at OOTB_gaming. Twitter, our handle is at GamingOOTB. We've got a TikTok at OOTB Gaming. And be sure to check out our fantastic Patreon and all the wonderful perks that you can unlock there. And a big shout out to our Collector's Edition Patreon, Cody Watkins, also known as Kitsune Myth. He's one heck of a guy. As you guys know, he plays Mutants and Masterminds with us, D&D with us, and is really just an all-around MVP of the community. So big shout out to him. Thank you very much. We love you, man.
Also, speaking with Patreon, some Patrons will give you extra perks to our quarterly giveaway.
Yeah, which will be coming up in the month of March.
Yeah.
So we're coming up on it.
Yeah. So be like, keep a lookout on Instagram for that. We're discussing what games we're going to have in this giveaway. So yeah. But if you want to find me, you can do that by going to YouTube, Twitch, or Instagram at Ace King King, and Twitter is Ace King King 77.
Please make sure to leave a review on our podcast on whichever platform you found us on. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thank you so much for listening. Please join us next week.
This has been Out of the Box Gaming with Nick Picard, Will Kinsey, and Lindsay. Thank